Man, the internet is bugging. Like, peace, what up, though? What it do? What's popping? What's cracking? Not my fault. I didn't do it. I'm accepting zero accountability because I ain't do it. It wasn't even me. I can blame T-Mobile. And now the camera tripping again. Yeah, it's something going on with my computer. I don't know what's up. This the second time it did this. I don't know why the camera plug the mic back up is what I'm saying. So all right, now the camera worked. So I don't know what's going on. They don't want this list read, and this it's just not about a list. And this evening is not a lot of melanated folk that made this part two. This is mostly them and the others. There's not many of us on this particular list. Um, and it wasn't intentionally done that way. We about to see though. Let me get back to what we was doing. Let's shoot a couple commercials for those of you who have not uh checked out the Black Tube. Again, the Black Tube. Name some movies that you would like to see. Name some TV shows, old school cartoons, music videos, music. The Black Tube. Go check it out. Um, Sparkle is on there. Did you put is Superfly on there? Of course. Why did I ask? Why ask why? Um, yeah, check out the Black Tube and Check out the video.
YouTube, you fools try to limit me. Muting and deleting channels, thinking that's the end of me. Y'all are not on my level, smaller than a centipede. This is my purpose, TBT is a ministry. I do not tire, my God gives me energy. Chose by Messiah, you believe, come get with me. Married to a black queen, we got the illest chemistry. Founded the Black Tube, and now we making history. Black Tube, 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 Black Tube. Black tube, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? TheBlackTube.com. I'm a giant killer, son of an omniscient God who's realer. If this be the thriller in Manila, I'm Ali in his prime. It's showtime, coke time, about to take what's mine. We are not with your agenda. We showing real life.
Yo, 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 yo. Okay, now the mic back on. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. If this happen again, I'm gonna have to I can do y'all one better. See if I can get me a backup host right quick, cause I don't know what's going on. This niching, that's the name of this niching. It's crashing out. I don't even is it even okay? It's working right now, but again, when the camera goes out, the mic goes out, which should never be a problem for somebody like me. I got 1,000 mics, but that's not the point. It's not hooked up because the mic is hooked up through the camera right now. So let's try to get through this, y'all. I'm gonna do my best. It's not like I have to be seen again. When the camera messes up, the mic messes up. So there's something else we gonna do too. Let's get to some music. Let's get a little music going on. I look real close to even see. Okay. So the mic is working. The camera is working too, right? So like I said, it's not a lot of melanated people on this list. This list is mostly, we're going to talk about the crash out specialists and the crash test dummies. In either or order. I'm not going to go down one list and then go to another one. We're just going to get this out the way before, again, the camera shuts off on me, right? So, Mav Hoffa, like we talked about Whack Joe quite a few times, and I'm not saying that I'm not picking on him right now because he crashed out with, his the rhetoric, and the nigga, and for me, again, it happened a while back when he made the statement, concerning the Star Spangled Banner, and how he's more in support of the Star Spangled Banner than he would support being against the police brutality. Okay, so he's already whacked at that point. As an MC, when you don't write your own verses, choruses, bars, bridges, compositions, you heard me? It ain't like you Whitney Houston, like we just done it to hear, your baritone, or your, tenor, or your falsetto, or no. We listening for the bars, the punchlines, right? You know what I'm talking about. These are the things that artists, that write their own material, they can utilize their own experiences better. Um, they can also pull something from a prior project, and their fans will appreciate, this one bar that you took from the other bar because it's your shit. It's not something else that somebody else pen. Like as MCs, we can use a line that somebody else pen, but it's done in paying homage. It's not done as as a thief, right? So I don't even think I have to go over, how Math Hoffa made the list, right? He made the list because he sat back while somebody who is, as far as this word, I'm losing it right now, for real. Um, his genome, he don't fit the part. You see what I'm saying? So again, he let somebody come in and disrespect, in front of a bunch of melanated people, you know. Even if you look at Fat Joe as being a brown person, I don't know where y'all get this shit from. You know what I'm saying? But it just when looking at phenotype, this is the word that was missing, right? It don't fit. It does not fit, and it must acquit. So let's move on. Next person is your boy Joe Budden. Now he could possibly be removed from the list. I don't know, because was he sleepwalking or not? Right? Like I've witnessed some sleepwalking and some sleep talking before, and I don't know. Like it seems to be that this wouldn't be new behavior, right? If this was some type of illness that he suffered from, right? As to where, if you're a sleepwalker, you're a sleepwalker. I don't think you just wake up one day and become a sleepwalker. Like if you a sleepwalker, you a sleepwalker, right? I don't think it just happens out of nowhere to where one night you're sleepwalking uh completely nude and ringing somebody else's bell, trying to, you know what I'm saying, get inside, their apartment or whatnot, condo, whatever it was, penthouse. Yeah, that's crazy. Then he's captured by a ring camera. So this is crazy. Right. I'm on board. My bad, y'all. Let me go to the comments. I don't know why I be late with the comments. Peace, God. Peace. Appreciate you. You said color of law. Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. Many of us sleep in the nude. So if you're sleepwalking, right, you're gonna be naked. But to leave outside of your home and go ring somebody else's bell, you know what I'm saying? And that's a little, you like a advanced sleepwalker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a bit much, is what I'm saying. You just, moving around naked. I don't. Right. So how y'all feel about the Luigi Mangione? Luigi Mangione, am I saying his name right? The guy who popped the healthcare exec. Like is did he crash out? Is he a crash test dummy for murking the healthcare exec? You know what I'm saying? The people who been robbing people for centuries, literally centuries. AIG, Citibank. It wasn't called Citibank. You know what I'm saying? In 1929, it was called the City something bank or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And for what Morgan and Kennedy and all these cats went through, they eventually changed their name to Citibank. And they still exist today. So the same way Citibank still exists today is the same way many of these insurance companies existed more than 1 and 2 centuries ago. Let's just keep it a buck, because again, the only proof for me, well, I ain't gonna say the only proof, but the biggest receipt when it comes to when we start talking about the transatlantic slave trade in particular are the insurance claims that was made from the losses that these Europeans claim to have lost when many of these individuals didn't make it. You see what I'm saying? The Middle Passage and things like this, these little stories and stuff that they tell us, right? They can tell all the stories they want to, but again, the insurance claims so improve many things, especially the fact that number one, where we don't want to lose sight of what we're talking about. I'm talking about the fact that these insurance companies have existed, you know what I'm saying, for centuries, some under other names, some even utilizing the same corporate acronyms and things like this and that, right now to this day. So I don't know, a lot of people are pinning this Luigi, what I say his name, Magioni, how you say that? Hey, remember they were saying first they were saying he was so-called black, he was light-skinned, right? And y'all know that's because of that what happened down there with Johannes Morris running through Italy, right? Running all through Rome, right, all up through Sicily, Milan, all of these different places in Italy or whatnot. And they say, these Moors change the phenotype of what these Italians look like, even out here today. Till again, they just seem probably looking at the texture of his hair and his complexion with the mask on. Again, initially when this popped off, they said that this was a light-skinned black man that killed the healthcare exec or whatnot, right? Till they found out who it was. He's Italian cat, and he comes from some money too. He doesn't come from a broke family, right? So they're making him into a martyr or whatnot. And the camera's working now. I just got it turned off or whatnot, but they didn't turn them into a martyr, right? Well, that's what they intended to do. We got a lot of celebrities on this list, but before we get to any of these celebrities, I want to deal with just completely just blanked out. I don't know what's going on, but I guess I might just keep the camera on just to make sure I know that it's on. But we gonna deal with these politicians. Like Obama is the first we gonna get on who crashed out, talking to adult men the way that he did to try to persuade them to support the Democrats. Like, y'all know me, be it Republican or Democrat, they own the same team and they ain't on our team. So I wasn't one of the people who was anti Democrat and pro Trump. Like, he's a fucking old ass white man. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with y'all. This is a white man. How many 80-year-old, again, white men do you think would be in support of us reclaiming anything, proclaiming anything, just being free, period? None of them, not one. I don't give a shit. It can be your grandfather, right? I just, that don't make no sense to me, y'all. That y'all, you since you not supporting this party, you gonna run and support the party of a almost 80-year-old pale face. But again, now as many rightfully so dragged Obama for the speech that he, was giving to the brothers, like the brothers wasn't having it. Like, dude, first of all, we seen your mother, right? We all know that you are blood relatives with the Bushes and the Clintons and all the rest of y'all. You are a part of the pack, and that's how you got in, right? He's not someone who we would even look at as being what we have been labeled as FBA, right? Even if you want to call him Barry, whatever, whatever you want to call him, it don't change the facts, right? He came from a wealthy family. His mother married a wealthy Asian. I'm not sure what, I don't want to be, it's not that I don't want to be disrespectful or whatever, but yeah, his mother married an Asian cat or whatever who was a billionaire, right? And when he passed over, Obama inherited that, and not to mention, the maternal side of his family was already, wealthy. They may not have uh, lived a particular lifestyle in a way as to where they lived in Calabasas or around the Beverly Hills, around there. I'm talking about somewhere, in one of the big houses in Miami or in Texas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but there, we got plenty of that old generational wealth where, families have enjoyed living on the acreage that they have, right? And living a small town life, so to speak, and being filthy rich at the same time, right? That's because they're used to that wealth versus when, people who aren't used to having money get money. Some of them tend to splurge, right? And some of them tend to just be ball hogs too, right? Don't want to spread it at all because they never had it before, so they don't necessarily know what it takes to maintain it. Well, Obama gets to be number one. Now I'm gonna name all the other ones, and you come to your own conclusions about who I don't want to embellish or indulge in talking about their ass. Right? We got, I said Obama. We got Trump. He crash out specialist. Kamala made the list. Biden made the list, and the whole Democratic regime, if you will, made the list based off of their decisions. Now, a little bit over a year ago, I spoke about how there were, matter of fact, this was all two years ago. Me talking about there's going to be a rash of lawsuits against these schools and some of these parents, right, for allowing these young men who have come to the conclusion that regardless to their sex organs that were given to them at birth, that's not how they feel. They feel like they're a female. So with that being said, you're going to allow them to play in high school, middle school, and in college. You're going to allow them to play on the female basketball teams, the female soccer teams, the female volleyball teams, and somebody going to get hurt. And that's exactly what has been happening. And this was brought to you directly by, I'm not going to say directly by, but what Biden's administration, or Biden did was sign. Now, I didn't look at the bill concerning the states or the federal government paying for sex changes and shit like that. I'm talking about the babies. That's something else. Right. And we also discussed, and something I completely forgot about, shout out to Michi X. I was peeping her out last night, I think it was. And she was talking about another guy that has a penis, but he feels like that he's a woman. So he's convicted of a crime and they put him in a prison with women, right? So you know what happened? You got one cellmate pregnant, and then you have other women who allege that this inmate raped them, right? And I'm just thinking, like, these why would you want to even consider electing or appointing any idiot? Like why would you put a man in a women's prison? Why? It just makes no sense. The shit that these people were doing. And again, the Democrats, y'all was in office when this shit was going down. So of course we're gonna point the finger at you, and then you signed into law, and then that brings Obama back in, right? We know all the things that he did for that particular rainbow community, right? And they just kept, once they got back in the house after Trump fumbled the ball, that particular administration continued to push that shit, right? And here it is, we have little girls, teen girls, and young women being injured because they're being forced to play sports with males who feel like they're females, but yet they have a penis. Like that makes no sense. Nowhere, ever has, never will. No matter what type of legislation that they put into play, right? So, wow. And then we can just name countries that just crashed out and keep crashing out, and it's not new when we start talking about Israel. Like I've been hearing about these various places getting bombed my entire life. We're fighting against each other, or let's just keep it a buck. The Muslims and the Christians. You know what I'm saying? And here in Detroit, we say the Arabs and the Chaldeans. It's the same shit. We've been hearing and going through this shit my entire existence, right? So when they, this type of shit don't get a lot of attention from me, just to cut it short, right? When you start talking about Israel, and now Lebanon is jeopardized, and Syria is just jeopardized. You got Russia crashing out on Ukraine crashing out on Russia, right? It's just, what do you want? And I think I got two more melanated people on this list. And I got two more in the possible, like we playing spades over here. Okay. Two more in the possible for you, right? Maybe one more and two possible. As of recent, I heard Joey Badass, come out with a diss song against Kendrick Lamar. Like, how do we feel about Joey Badass dissing Kendrick Lamar? Like, do we think that was smart? Yeah, that's the boy from Power, Razor Canaan. My favorite Power show, right there. I've made it up to like 1990, 1991 now, somewhere in that night. You know what I'm saying? That era. Right. But he did a diss song against Kendrick Lamar. And so you know how some people like to be kind of fake a little bit. They want to try to make it seem as though it's almost like he's paying homage to Kendrick Lamar for bringing this energy of hip hop back to the table, right? But when I listened to the song, I didn't look at it that way. I can be wrong. He was going in, right? He was going in. He had a personal, some personal at stake with Kendrick Lamar. So that's why I said a possible. And the Slim Thug thing. See, this is the thing. I put that as a possible because I did not listen to the video that Slim Thug did with this alleged message of black people need to stop blaming white people for their troubles and quit crying and this, that, and the third. Like, I have to look at it myself, y'all. And once I see it, the video in its entirety on my own, then I'll give my viewpoint concerning that. But until I do that, I don't want to do that, right? So, who else? It was somebody else on here. Floyd Money Mayweather. Come to the table. We got some questions for you here, boy. He wants to talk to you. We gonna start, we gonna do it like Bill Cosby. We want to talk to you about why you haven't been paying your employees, right? You have people literally outside with like picket signs. Floyd Mayweather, the guy that got the piles of money over here and 18,000 Rolexes and Patettes, and you know what I'm saying? Like, why you not paying these people? Some of these people left better careers in order to come and work in an environment where their boss is a melanated millionaire. You get what I'm trying to say? So they left the office with the pale people to come be with their own people, and you're not paying them. They've already got some counsel. They have some legal. What is this? See, this is what I'm talking about. They have legal aid right now, right? But some of them would rather be paid the money that they're owed and receive some type of, I don't want to say additional compensation, because once you went a month without being paid, everything for the average person is on the line. Meaning your rent or your mortgage, your car insurance, your health insurance, your electric bill, your phone bills, possibly your car note and your car insurance. It don't stop. For somebody that, again, be as boastful, because he's not modest in any way when we're talking about Floyd Money Mayweather, right? You need to be paying these people, bro. Don't know what's going on. There's been rumors floating around for some time saying that, he's his finances ain't what he's saying that he is, right? Some people saying this man is indigent. Did I say that right, y'all? Indigent. I haven't said or trying to use the word in a while. Indigent. Not impotent. I said indigent. Right, so I don't know. You say I guess so. If he's not paying the people, it's in particular, it's a gem. Was that LA or that was Los Angeles? I don't think it was Las Vegas. Don't quote me on it. I mean, I can actually put a video up, but I already know it's floating around. They can't wait to say something about one of us and how we're running a failed business. You see what I'm saying? Which it shouldn't have to be that way, being that I don't know all these exhibition, that's how you say exhibition fights and stuff like that he be having. Like, I don't know, Floyd, you got to get that one together. And that's it for us on this list. I want to move the fog. Can we do that? What's going on with the fog? And whatever entity is responsible for the release of these chemicals and things like this and that, they deserve the biggest loser award. They deserve to be in prison and given 450,000 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? The responsible party. But nobody's going to take responsibility for that. But one thing we know about us, we will find those culprits. Now, whether or not they're brought to justice, unfortunately, within this system, is not up to us. Even when they're brought to justice, whether or not we receive justice by way of them being accountable for their fuckery is a whole nother conversation. We see this happen all the time. Again, we all know if Trump would not have won this election, this sentencing that's about to come up before the inauguration would very well hinder him. Right? Now, how deep or how much, we don't know. We don't know. It's like the lawyer told the rich man, only poor people go to prison for certain crimes. Right? That's what they say. That's what they say. That's harsh. And this Vivek Ramaswamy, how you say his last name? Ramaswamy. That Swami, don't that mean what that Swami mean? No, not Shwama, not the sound with Shwama. Swami, like Swarthy, Swami. The nerve of this guy right here. Oh my God. He's a billionaire. You see, they say his net worth is $1 billion. right? I don't know of billionaires. I don't know no billionaires personally, but what we do know as a collective that they spend the vast majority of their time uh, getting money, trying to keep money, spending money, investing money, right? These are the things that they do. Their concerns are based around finance, not people. That's how they got to be in the positions that, well, I'm not gonna take it that far, but if they cared about people more than they cared about finance, the odds of them becoming billionaires, unless they were, this is generational wealth being passed down to them, is limited, y'all. Let's keep it real. And the more that you learn about this particular Ramaswamy family, a lot of people lost everything investing in, I don't, was it the mother and the father? Which parent was it? I'm reading this now. Uh, Jita and VG. Hmm. And I'm looking at the organizations that he founded. But to my understanding, yeah, for sure, a bunch of people lost money investing in that Raw Advanced Sciences, the pharmaceutical company, right, in 2014. But I'm looking for, it was a company that his parents had something to do with. I don't want to go back that far because I don't want to be prosecuted for the shit my parents did either. But just putting the focus on him as well as Elon Musk. Granted, the Vivek Ramaswamy guy, he was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, this is what they're advertising to us, right? But as far as Elon Musk go, we know he's a South African. Now he doesn't, because he's a South African, right? He doesn't get to be president. But he's sitting next to the president and he's getting more press than the vice president. We didn't forget what the vice president name is based off of Elon Musk's presence, right? And I'm just thinking about it. Somebody could have, Elon Musk had stayed in South Africa and not evaded their military draft and fled and went to Canada and then eventually ended up here and eventually end up getting a multi-million-dollar loan from the federal government when Obama was in office, right? A loan that he paid, was it 50 million or 100 million or whatever it was, the loan that he got from the US government. And again, I'm talking about Elon Musk. It was given to him while Obama was in office, right? Elon Musk has since then paid that particular loan back. But to my research, I find that they gave him more money. Now, I'm trying to make it make sense. This guy is a billionaire. And again, we're talking about Elon Musk. Why is he still borrowing money from the U.S. government? And let's slide back a little bit as far as talking about him. Again, had he never left South Africa, would he be as successful as he is now? Would he have been able to get that type of loan from a South African government? The loan, the loans that he's gotten from the U.S. government? Would his own country have supported him in that way? The reality of it is, we all know that South Africa does not hold the wealth or the resources that a North America does. And I can very well say North America when we're talking about Elon Musk, because again, when he left South Africa, we saying left, but actually he committed a felony by evading the South African military draft, right? So he went to Canada. Canada is a part of North Africa. I mean, North America. Damn. Canada is a part of North America, right? So what I'm saying to you is South Africa would not, it's not what he ever had his eyes on as making into a financial powerhouse or finding a financial powerhouse that could back him. South Africa wasn't it. Obviously, it wasn't it. For him to have to come here, right? And see, this is the thing. Certain things they know that the people won't accept, right? They're fine with a pale guy like an Elon Musk coming over here and loaning them money and manufacturing this, and you understand? Basically, again, from what we see, he's functioning really as the vice president. Let's keep it a book. We know he has greater aspirations than a mere presidency, right? Or whatever position that he actually holds on paper, right? That is not the goal. That was not his goal. I'm looking at it like this. If your government, and mind you, this is a South African cat, has already loaned this man millions. I might be off with the millions now because, again, this is not the first loan or the second loan that they've given this guy who we keep saying he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Well, I'm a billionaire. Why am I borrowing millions of dollars from a country that is $30+ trillion in debt? None of this shit makes sense. None. It does, but it's not gonna make sense the way that they're presenting it. Even it's something else I peeped today. Even when we talking about something, some may say it's simple, others may say it's complex, but something like the fiat currency system, the way that they explain that to us is even fraudulent. Because they'll admit that they're creating money out of thin air, so to speak, and they're not on the gold and silver standard anymore as of 1971 because of what Nixon did and blah, blah, blah. Matter of fact, it was August the 15th, 1971, right? But what they're not exposing is the fact that they're not creating this money out of thin air, right? Every time a child is born, that gives them the capability to create so much fiat currency, right? Because they're able to transfer that debt onto every time a child is born. They issue that social security number, birth certificate, and all of that. I'm not telling you that these things are worth money. If you're saying is, listen at me, we talking about we functioning off a fiat currency system. I can't turn around and tell you that these documents are money or are worth money when we're not using money. You get it? What is happening is that $30+ trillion deficit, that national debt, that national debt clock we keep looking at, that keeps increasing decade after decade, year after year, second after second. Every second that you look at it, it's increasing. It does not. The fluctuation is going one way, and that is up. It is not coming down, right? So in order to, for them, it's not even about relief, because in the fiat currency system, the debt is the money, right? So every time a child is born, they're attaching so much of that debt to that child's let's say what it is. It's actually a trust, right? So with that being said, If that debt is being, so much of that debt is being spoken for, then that gives them, you know what I'm saying, a way to use these certificates to communicate with the Federal Reserve Bank. You understand that, okay, this here particular bond certificate document or whatnot, you understand, it's been stamped and goddamn we done bypassed the notary already, you know what I'm saying, because we got the Secretary of State on it from whatever state you was born in, starting at the city and the county level all the way up to the state and then over to the federal government. This is how they've been functioning. So when we start back in the day, when we learned about House Joint Resolution 192, right, and people were talking about acceptance for value and all of this other kind of stuff, for many, of course, it's not going to make sense to you because you are, you know, you don't have a clear understanding of what a fiat currency system is. You don't understand what the difference in between nature's new year or a fiscal new year, right? Which is all about business, which is what these people are completely into. They're only into doing business. All the other shit about your feelings, your health, your mental health, they're not. This system wasn't structured to care about any of those things. The system was structured to do one thing, and that is big business. And they've done it and continue to do it. Now, another thing, when you start studying this fiat currency system and finding out that many, if not all, of the other nation states own a certain amount of the United States of America. What do I mean? If China and Japan, which I always mention these two because these are the two that people are most familiar with as far as the amount of debt that China and Japan owns, the U.S. debt, right? Understand that if there were any demands made to satisfy these debts, it would come from the people, right? It would come from the people who they pledge. Every second, every time a baby is born, they just pledge somebody else. This is how they're able to keep printing the money. There's no, oh, we created it out of thin air bullshit. There has to be checks and balances. Even their legal process is set up that way. The books have to be balanced. Therefore, it has to be checks and balances. It doesn't mean that there's any accuracy in the bookkeeping. You understand? But if they put something negative in, understand they have to put something positive in. If they put something positive in, understand that they have to put something negative in. That's just how the shit works. The only real solution for us is to not do business with them. Sounds simple, sound easy, but people are, for the most part, they don't have the desire to. They feel like they will be destroying something that our ancestors built. You have to understand that this is not what they work for. You have to understand that this is still, to this day, a slave colony. Anytime I can utilize your babies as collateral for debts and then let other nation states purchase these bonds, you understand? When these people are ready to cash out, they not gonna never be ready to cash out. They know what it's about. They know that this is the biggest business, the biggest corporation on the planet. Make no mistake about it, is the United States of America by way of its citizen subjects. That is what is supporting the fiat currency system that they have created a blueprint for on an international basis. Can we understand that? All right. So who else on the list? I think we gonna. Cause I don't even want to get into the remainder of the celebrities that are on here. How you say that dude name? Shamsuddin Jabbar, the guy that, yes, human trafficking, brother. Thank you. You know, I be lacking words sometimes. But the guy that did the bombing and killed the 14 people in New Orleans. How you say his name? Shamsuddin Jabbar. It's for today. It's the tie in between him. I'm just gonna use Charleston White as an honorable mention because he is he's not just a crash out specialist or a crash out connoisseur. He is the crash out king. Which list? You have this. Which list? Peace, God. Brother Del Reese ill. Well, I'm reading from my own list. I'll read from my own list. Now, there is a list online that I was just looking at that it predominantly deals with the entertainers, whether they're athlete, actors, singer, whatever. And some of these people that are on the list, I don't know shit about, period. Right? Never even heard of them. Then a few of the people that are on the list I am familiar with, like what's the guy? Garth Brooks. I'm familiar. I know who Garth Brooks is, a country singer, right? But what I didn't know was that he's facing SA charges. We know about what's the guy at the WWF or whatever you call it, guy, Vince McMahon. We know about him, but I haven't heard them talking about Garth Brooks, right? But he's on this list. It's like I said, there's quite a few people when it comes to the celebrities, right? Before I get out of here, I do want to mention one person, though. I know it won't be many people probably talking about. The Prime Minister of Barbados. She went in. Again, the Prime Minister of Barbados went in on Israel. She verbally lynched them. Right? So we don't have to be paying attention to what go on around there because we know how they do. You start speaking up, right, and cut or attempting to cut ties. I don't see how you cut ties when you are still participating in doing business with these people, right? For me to cut ties mean I'm not doing business with you no more. Period. There's no reason to call me to any meeting at any United Nations, any League of Nations, any of that nation state stuff. Me, my people, and our land and our resources, we will remain as a sovereign entity. And we wish you the best. And you step away with what you already have on your plate. Understanding, first, let's see, who was that team? I'm gonna name so many people out there, I will have to go back to even know who you're talking about. But hold on. Where is my banner? There we go. There she go. Yeah, cutting ties is like, all right, how difficult would it be to cut ties with the U.S. if they didn't have the world's leading fiat currency, right? That's the only problem. It's monopolized. It's a complete monopoly already. But the upside to that is the U.S. isn't responsible for producing a lot of products that we ship out to others and make money off of. So we have to keep making money off our subject citizens by way of them Social Security numbers and so on and so forth to keep that deficit going in the direction that it's going, which is up. As long as it's going up, it's good for them. Not for us. Again, it's good for them. Import, export. That's what I'm trying to think of. Let me go back to the comment. Right. He was claiming. Let me see. He was claiming he was the second year lost. Oh yeah. I mean, did he actually get like a paralegal certificate or something like that? I don't know how many people would do like that. I just know he a nut. Right. And again, with him being a man over 40 that has a multitude of experiences that he's had throughout his life, he comes sharp sometime. I heard Charleston White give Dr. Umar Johnson the business a little bit the other day. Right? I mean, now, let's be real. If I had to pick somebody to put on my debate team, understand, depending on the topic, and most of the time the topic will be something political, I would definitely use Umar Johnson, right? But I would have a Charleston White on my team too. These are, now when it comes to talking about the various artists and he shit on this person, shit on that person, that's one thing. But when it comes to not just knowing the issues, but some of the remedies, you understand, that's available. He don't think he don't got no sword, right? Again, I heard him cut into old boy something mean the other day. Y'all know how Dr. Umar like to do, like he literally does think that he's the Henrik Clark, peace be upon him, of this day, as to where he only debates his equals, everybody else he teaches. Now, we can understand that statement coming from a Dr. John Henry Clark, right? A man who lived to become an old man, versus somebody who is you and I age trying to tell me, because I don't have 6 different degrees from 6 different European universities, you know what I'm saying, or HBCUs, that I'm not equal. Well, really ain't none of us equal, because you don't have the ruler to measure what the fuck all I know. The same way I don't have a tool to measure everything that you know. Now, in particular areas of academia or subjects to academia, you may be more scholarly than me, right? But you're not gonna outmatch me in every goddamn subject of academia, right? You just not. No one man or woman within this mixed bowl that we're in knows everything. The only person who can say that, I'm not gonna debate this person because they don't know nothing, I know more than they do. Like, how the fuck you know? First, you have to know what all this individual knows. And damn it, I don't know everything that I know. So there's no way that I know everything. To be something in particular that you will have to remind me of, don't you know how to do such and such? And I'll be like, yeah, dang, I ain't did that in so long. I really forgot about that. Didn't you write that, or didn't you do this, or wasn't you here, or didn't you record that and do this? Yeah, I sure did. It did so long. You see what I'm saying? Like, people crazy. Crazy. Let's see. Put some more of these comments up here before we get out. Say Dr. Clark went in hard on that. Yes, he did. I was just looking at that the other day. It was, yeah. I'm just saying he's a different. There's a difference in between Dr. John Henry Clark and Dr. Umar Johnson, starting with age. Right? Your age may not dictate the depth of your knowledge, or whether or not you advance to some wisdom or not, right? But in most cases, we're talking about people who are dealing with the same. They have the same areas of concern. They have the same type of people who follow Dr. John Henrik Clarke, that will purchase his books, that will be at his lectures and support him, are the same type of brothers and sisters who support Dr. Umar Johnson. The difference is Dr. John Henrik Clarke got to do it for decades. He's decades ahead of Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson would need another 40 years, another 4 decades to catch up. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think he should be comparing himself, you know what I'm saying, to Dr. John Henrik Clarke. If that's going to be your ancestor, because now he's not just an ancestor, an elder, he's an ancestor because he's skyed up, right? So with that alone, to like, okay, bro, you're doing too much, right? You're doing too much. It's one thing to have a lot of people who will donate to your cause and support you that way, as well as those who will be in attendance at your lectures, whether you're doing them in Nigeria, whether you're doing it in Miami or wherever you at. That still doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Fast forward you, it gives you 4 more decades of experience. It just don't. That's all I'm saying. Y'all hit the like button for me too. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Let me see this comment. I'm a spirit from the everlasting past until the never-ending days to come. Islam, peace, more light. Peace, God. Hey, that energy never dies. You don't die. That's it. The rest of this list, we don't stay with the next time. I don't want to be on here too long. And I want to get a little bit more familiar with a couple names. That's what I do. Then I got homework. I got to do homework on exactly what did Slim Thug say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not 100% sure I'm not sure to what he said at all, because I didn't listen to it. So for me to be like, oh, he crashed out or whatever, I can't do that. Nah, y'all can fill me in, but I still would have to, you know what I'm saying, hear what he said before I could just be like, oh, forget him. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's true that he said what they're saying he said, then he deserves to be dragged, right? But if people are moving the goalposts and, you know, using sound bites, and you know how they use one clip and don't play the whole clip out, the person actually says something, you know, contrary to what you're saying they said prior to them making the statements, but they just use that one little sound bite on y'all, one little clip, and that one little clip got you, you know, tripping out. We don't get a brother the benefit of the doubt, and what you say, yeah, I ain't seen it, so I guess by tomorrow I should be seeing it, and we can come back and go over it a little bit and kind of pick it apart and give some answers. I don't just want to discuss, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, he said this, he said that. No, why is what he's saying incorrect? You know what I'm saying? And we deal with it that way. So we do that until we meet again. Peace.
Supreme.
Shock. Etymology. Say I'm dope, I said I'm smoke, fire, blowing air, carbon, earth, solid, water, wet. I'm steady beat, a sister soldier that dies effects. So gon' raw that hoopla and rah-rah, unless you talking about Atun, Namuna, Amara, pineal glands, all see your eyes. We call the third eye, we came to build, not pay your bill. Slam in municipality, city seals like roadkill, descendants of ancient mound builders. Not supposed to need encyclopedias, genetically encoded with 720. We got amnesia, claiming we Christian cretins in love with Yahweh, Muhammad, and Jesus. But you was living inside of God when you was a fetus. But believers and never believers, non-believers, cause we don't be lying, shaking hands and taking oaths with demons.
YouTube, you fools try to limit me. Muting and deleting channels, thinking that's the end of me. Y'all are not on my level, smaller than a centipede. This is my purpose, TBT is a ministry. I do not tire, my God gives me energy. Chose by Messiah, you believe, come get with me. Married to a black queen, we got the illest chemistry. Founded the black tube, and now we making history. Black tube, 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 what? Black tube, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? TBT, 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 what? TheBlackTube.com. I'm a giant killer, son of an omniscient God who's realer. If this be the thriller in Manila, I'm Ali in his prime. It's showtime, go time, about to take what's mine. We are not with your agenda. We showing real.